Earlier today, the DA of Fulton County, Georgia, charged former Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe with felony murder and 10 other charges in the death of Rayshard Brooks. Now, prosecutors also charged a second police officer who was at the scene with aggravated assault and 2 counts of violation of oath by an officer. Rolfe, who is white, shot and killed Brooks, a black man. Last Friday, the shooting occurred after Brooks failed a sobriety test. As he was being handcuffed, Brooks overpowered the 2 police officers, stole a taser, ran away, and then pointed back at Rolfe with it. And then he opened fire. Now, despite Brooks' actions being caught on a body cam, this is how the DAs recounted the behavior.
Mr. Brooks, on the night of this incident, was calm. He was cordial and really displayed a cooperative nature. We concluded and considered it as one of our important considerations that Mr. Brooks never presented himself as a threat.
Joining me now in an exclusive is Lance Lorusso, former officer Garrett Rolfe's attorney. Lance, were you surprised to hear the DA say Mr. Brooks never presented himself as a threat? It was just a cordial conversation.
It was shocking to hear that because it's not true. Well, the altercation was obvious to anyone who saw the video. I mean, it went on for 20 minutes, the conversation about you want to come with us, you want to, and that went on for some time. But then it's clear that he struggled against both officers and overpowered them. So why do you think the DA is emphasizing only the nice conversation part, which the officers demonstrated their professionalism, I thought? I have no idea why he's doing that. There's a lot of things I have no idea why. He's saying that one of the officers is cooperating with the DA's office, and the lawyer for that officer says that's not true. And what they should be focused on is why it changed from a cordial conversation to a violent assault on 2 law enforcement officers at the moment that Mr. Brooks knew he was going to jail.
Lance, here's what the DA said about Brooks going after your client with a taser.
Officer Rolfe at this point was firing a taser, and this is Mr. Brooks, who was firing a taser as well. But I don't know if you can see it clearly. The prongs from the table, the taser, were actually fired above Officer Rolfe's head.
So he admits that there was a taser shot at your client, although it went above his head, he said. Now, we're going to get to that in a moment, but I want to show you how he described the use of a taser just 2 weeks ago.
As many of you all know, under Georgia law, a taser is considered as a deadly weapon under Georgia law.
Okay, so Lance, educate me. Is a taser no longer a deadly weapon if it misses the head of a police officer?
Well, if it went over his head, it's because it was aimed at his face. And that's the exact problem with a person who is not trained, and why it becomes a deadly incapacitating weapon, especially in the hands of somebody who has already committed a robbery and forcibly disarmed one uniformed law enforcement officer. When a law enforcement officer uses a taser in the course of a lawful arrest, it is non-lethal force because the officers are trained how to shoot it, where to shoot it. And one of the things that they say is non-lethal, less lethal, or taser, taser, taser. That's done for 2 reasons. So the officers around them know the officer is not shooting a weapon and that the suspect's not shooting back at them, because a taser, when it goes off, sounds like a firearm.
Well, here's how the lawyer for the Brooks family described the deadly encounter with your client. Watch.
What we were looking at is, was it reasonable, proportionate, and necessary? You can see the officer reach for the gun before Mr. Brooks turns around with the taser. I mean, that's clearly visible in the video. So he was already going in that direction, going to the lethal force direction before that taser was pointed in his direction.
Lance, does it matter that he had his hand on his gun?
No, I think at that point, the officer should be wondering what's going on behind him. Is this somebody who has another type of weapon that they didn't see? Is he trying to carjack somebody? Anybody in the area is in danger. And the problem is, and we saw this in the video, the DA broke this down and said, look here, we enhanced the video. They're 12 feet apart. Look here, you know, Officer Rolfe was leaning against a car. Well, he's leaning against a car because he's afraid he's going to get killed. And the officer's mind, brain, and ability to see does not have the ability to enhance video. He's seeing all of this happening very quickly. He's reacting to what's happening quickly. And I'm kind of getting tired of people saying that Mr. Brooks was running away. Mr. Brooks was not running away. Mr. Brooks turned and offered extreme violence towards a uniformed law enforcement officer. If he was able to deploy the taser, it would incapacitate Officer Rolfe through his body armor. And at that point, if he decided to disarm another officer, he would be in possession of a firearm.
The DA gave another view, saying that immediately for two minutes, I guess, and 12 seconds after the shooting, he said this happened.
There was no medical attention applied to Mr. Brooks. When we examined the videotape and in our discussions with witnesses, what we discovered is during the 2 minutes and 12 seconds that Officer Rolfe actually kicked Mr. Brooks while he laid on the ground.
I want to play this moment that was also caught on body cam and get your response.
Mr. Brooks, keep breathing. Mr. Brooks, keep breathing for me.
Now, so we just saw that there was CPR administered, but the DA says it took 2 minutes and 12 seconds to happen. Tonight, can you tell us, is the DA stating that correctly?
My client never kicked Mr. Brooks. If there was a video of my client kicking Mr. Brooks, you would have seen it. He shows a still, and then one leg is planted and the other one's bent. He could be leaning down to try to give him first aid. It could have been when he was trying to evaluate whether he needed handcuffs. And this officer gave him CPR, monitored his pulse prior to that, talked to him to try to keep him breathing, and called for EMS and coordinated other efforts on the scene. You know, and the other thing the DA said was that he's never seen another officer agree to testify against a bad officer. My client testified against an Atlanta police officer in the grand jury when that officer had done something wrong. So this is an officer who's known to the law enforcement community. He's known to the DA's office, and he was actually cleared of another use of force, and he testified on behalf of the DA to prosecute a bad officer.
It's a question of whether he's going to be able to get a fair trial in this climate, certainly in the Atlanta area. I know you have a lot of defense motions you'll be filing, Lance, and we just appreciate your coming on and giving us a different perspective. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.